Alright, this is like try number 6 at this. So we can get it straight. And make it easy enough to understand. Not that anybody's stupid, that's not my intent in this, but it can get complicated. It's numbers to an extent. Alright? The way the government budget works. Alright? And I'm speaking to this, as everybody knows, I'm retired Air Force. Alright? I've never worked above base level. Thank God. Alright? I'm a pretty good politician, but I'm smart enough as a politician to know that I didn't want to go above that. But here's how the budgets work. And this is the way it works in the Air Force, and I'm sure it works in every branch of the service. And I'm sure it works this way in every branch of the government. Alright? Why would it work this way one place and not everywhere else? Pretty simple. Okay? And being a Polish Yankee, God knows I need it simple. Every year you submit a budget. Okay? For the fiscal year. Alright? Which ends, or begins, shall we say, on October 1st. Alright? And let's say you submit a budget for $1 million for your unit. Okay? Which is pretty much, the smallest organization there's going to be. I mean, you can have a squadron, you can have a bunch of shit underneath it, but let's just say, your squadron. Call it your squadron. You submitted $1 million budget. So they approve it, you get your money. And you sit there and you go through the year, and everything's good. And things that you thought were going to happen, or you were going to have to buy, you didn't. And come September 20th, you got $500,000 left that you haven't spent. Well, if you're a company or a household, that's a beautiful thing. But not in the government. So you start buying shit in the government. Because your goal is to spend that money. Because you've already submitted a budget for the next year, and you asked for $1.5 million. Okay? But you haven't spent the money you asked for this year. And, come the last day of the year, or the physical year, 30th, 31st of September, you haven't spent it. What happens to that money? Well, your major command takes it and goes, who out there is out of money and has shit they want to buy? Nice stuff. Toys. And base X says, ooh, I can spend $200,000 of that. So MAGCOM sends base X $200,000. And that goes on until the money is spent. All of it. Why? Because MAGCOM takes all these numbers that you gave them the year before, adds them up, and submits them to the Department of Defense, yada, 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 and then to Congress, and says, hey, we need X number of dollars because this is what our people say they need. Now you would think, okay, that at base Y where I am, that budgeted $1 million and only spent $500,000 would be an excellent base. Hey, you budgeted for this much money because you thought you needed it, and in the end you didn't have to use it. So hey, there's a surplus. But that's not how it works. If you don't spend the money, don't ask for more next year. And don't be surprised if your budget for the next year gets cut. Because what they do is they sit there and they say, well, wait a minute, you asked for $1 million last year. You only spent $500,000. You don't know what you're talking about. Therefore, you're asking for another, $1 million this year. So we're going to give you $700,000. And you may need the $1 million. Things change during the year. Maybe you had deployments that were coming, but got canceled. Maybe the president was supposed to be there 2 years, and you had to spend, or twice during the year, and you had to spend, money on his security, or her security, excuse me. That was a politically incorrect statement. But it only came once, or it didn't come at all. But you still had to spend the money, because if you don't, you're not getting it. So that's how it works. It's not like a household where you budget, say, $200 for groceries a week, and if you only spend $150, you sit there and you go, hey, life's good. That's $50 we didn't count on. Ain't how it works. Yeah. I'd say, hey, that's $200. That's an extra $50 I got to spend next week. Grocery shop. But that's not the way it works. You ask for $200, you spend $150. You're getting $150 now. So, anyway, just an attempt to enlighten you. Reality sucks, but that's our government, and we need to write letters, call congressmen, email them, and change the shit. That's the way it is. Okay? Look, thumbs up, thumbs down. Leave a comment. I don't take comments down. I don't ban people. Subscribe if you're not. And hey, if you see any value in this, share it with somebody. Other than that, have a great evening. Because I will. Bye-bye now.